Welcome to All About The Gers, brought to you by our sponsors, the JR Group, Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care, Reflex Blue, The Right Software, Dev Provider, and Avia Signs. Our chosen charity partner is the Second Chance Project. We are now official agents for the Rangers Lotto. Find out more at www.allaboutthegers.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to All About The Gers. Myself, Ricki, Neill. Just once again, a big thank you to all our sponsors. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this show. Nearly thought we weren't getting you there, Charlie, but it was good to see you could join us.
I'm sitting looking at my cell and thinking, what's happened with these characters here? And it's I had to get my boy to come up and show me how to put it on. I didn't get a computer this week, so I had to enter the studio.
Aye. Good. How you doing anyway?
I'm good.
Bang average.
Aye. Any gigs at the weekend?
I had a wee one, Simon Donnelly, a mixed one at my big mate's pub at the Tartan Coo, Big Tony. So, aye, we had a good wee night.
Aye, excellent. Good. Right, we'll just go straight into it. Obviously, last Wednesday we were going against Aberdeen. I think I thought it was going to be a tough game, but I think with our predictions last week we were all saying kind of it was all going to be a win. But last Wednesday, 3-0 against Aberdeen. First goal.
3-0.
I think you did, and Warrior's got the result right on Sunday as well. Somebody got 5-0. I don't know if it was myself.
No, I fancied 7 or 8. I took 3-0 against Aberdeen. It didn't look that way for a long period, didn't it? No, but we got there in the end.
I might have said 4-0 against Aberdeen there. My mate had a nightmare yesterday. My mate had £50 on Dessers to score first and Rangers to win 4-0. 1,770 quid it cost him.
Jesus.
It's
only money.
Aye, tell my mate that.
Anyway, first goal, good pressing by Czerny to win the ball. Nice cutting by Tio Mandy, and then Igamani with the finish. Charlie, you still not too sure about Czerny?
His technically is very good. I'm not doubting technical ability. Definitely good technically, but I just think he has to be stronger. A lot of teams know what he's got to do when he's cutting inside and he gets kind of bullied a wee bit. There's no doubt in his technical ability. Never said anything like that, but I wish Cyril Dessers could take a leaf out of Igamam's book, because Igamam can hit the ball first time for fun. He scores first time, finishes so many times, it's unbelievable. It's another great finish for him.
As Charlie just been said about Czerny, he always doesn't he cutting it left. Defenders must be getting told to let that happen, Derek.
Aye, well, I think it's something they've worked on. I'm sure the manager said that in pre-season. I think it was something they worked on with the wingers coming inside, playing little give and goes, and he does that ever so well. I can see the frustration with Czerny was, I think his body language at the start of the season, it wasn't great, to be honest with you, and he wasn't playing at the top of his form. But no, you can't argue what he's producing, his stats, the goals, the assists. So he's been a good player for us this season. And touching on Igaman as well, I mean, should he have not been through into that team a little bit earlier, guys? You know what I mean? He's been absolutely superb, hasn't he? And I just wonder with the manager at times. That's a criticism I've got to him. He just seems a wee bit kind of laboured in terms of wanting to put the boys in. Look at the impact Igaman has had. He's been absolutely superb. Younger guy, plays with freedom, fearless as well. I absolutely love it. And there's a case for more younger players getting in.
I don't disagree with you at all, because there can't be much difference from coming in. I think he came in with a wee injury right enough at the start of the season. There can't be much difference from August to when did he come in? November, October maybe? There's no much difference for there.
You're right, Charlie. Did have a wee niggle when he came in, and they made us aware of that. I thought it was going to take about 5 or 6 weeks, but once he's fully fit, I'm a believer in throwing them in and let them sink or swim. And I tell you what, he's certainly swimming, isn't he, Igaman? Brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. And I know it was only, no disrespect to Fraser, but The young boy Finlay Curtis, I think it is. Was it?
Curtis.
He looked decent. He looked as if he could play a part. He wasn't scared to have a shot, and he looked very positive. I know it was against Fraser Brother, not the strongest, but it's still, you still have to go on the pitch and try and do that in front of the fans. And I thought the wee man looked as if he was a player.
Mm-hmm. Right, hold on, these headphones are knackered.
They're not big enough for your head.
Right, that's the problem. I think see Eggman as well. I mean, some of the strikes he's getting. Did you see that one he got just outside the 18-yard box? The power behind it. You know, that's something we've been lacking for ages.
It's the quality that he brings. He's not out to me. I don't think he's an out-and-out centre forward. You can tell the way he drifts into kind of number 10 position. He drifts out wide. But what he does bring, you don't know. The opposition don't know what he's going to do. The amount of nutmegs he gets against opposition is unbelievable. But the finishes have been brilliant. Charlie just touched on it. You know, there's been one or two of them first-time finishes in the box. And I'm always a believer. I think all the time when throughout my career, when I watch the strikers working, we're always in the box. It's either one touch finish or two touch at most. And he does that brilliantly, so he does, Eggman.
He's got a wee bit of, I'm not saying he's as good as definitely not, but he's got a wee bit of the Brazilian Ronaldo about him, the way he plays. See how strong he is, how good he is technically with the ball, and how good he is running with the ball as well. I think he's probably modelled himself maybe on him, but he reminds me so much of him. I hope he ends up as good as him, right enough, but he's definitely a quality player, the kid.
Derek, do you think, well, obviously there's a couple of teams sniffing about him now. Obviously Rangers need to do everything to try and keep him, but how much do you think he's actually worth already? Because I think they got him just over $1 million, wasn't it?
I think 1.7 million.
You're talking nearer the 10 million bracket, to be honest with you. If he keeps progressing the way he is, and again, you look at the age of him, how he's come on over the last 6-7 months. So you could imagine what he's going to be like in the next 2-3 years. He's going to be a top player. It's clear to see. So
if he keeps on playing the way he's playing and then banging the goals in and getting better and better, well, if Brighton can buy Matt O'Reilly for 25 million, then the sky's the limit for this kid.
And that's the market down there. If you look at it, Ricki, I mean, there's obviously Charlie, you know, talking about in the region of 23 million for a midfielder who scored a few goals up here. I think, listen, it'd be great if we can hold on to him for the next 2-3 years and watch him progress, watch him turn into a top football player. Will that happen? I'm not so sure. It just worries me that if some team down south comes in with a big offer, you know, and in terms of our financial state of affairs at the minute, it's going to be really hard to knock it back, but we've got to try and get as much as we can for the boy.
No. It was good to see Big Balogun getting that goal as well, you know, 36 years old. It's some story he said when he left Rangers, he was still coming back to Ibrox to watch it in amongst the fans and all that, you know, but it was a brilliant goal he scored, wasn't it?
Oh, brilliant. It's good to have him fit, but he's had his time. He's at 36 years old. He still does well when he's fit, don't get me wrong. But he still gets these wee niggles that kind of puts him out for 2 or 3 weeks, just when you think he's going to get a run in the team. He's looking good. He's looking strong. But I think if Suter's there, he'll be the backup to Suter and proper. But the new boy, Rafael Fernandez, I don't know much about him. Supposedly technically very good and fast and strong, but we'll have to wait and see there. But these guys have probably been fronted Balogun, but it's good to see him because he's a good team player. He knows what the club's all about and he wants to be there, which is good.
He's an older head, Ricki, isn't he? It seems what we're kind of made aware of when you listen to people talk about him, i.e. the manager. You see the influence that he has in that dressing room. So he's well respected, but the bottom line is when he does take to the park, you know, he never lets us down. Of course he's picked up 1 or 2 injuries. And you probably, you kind of succumb to that when you get to that type of age, like, you know, 35, 36 or whatever. But he's blessed with something that I think we all need in the modern day is pace. You know, pace can get you out of trouble at times. He's certainly got that. So I wasn't surprised he never took part the other day, because I think we've got to wrap him up in cotton wool. I think we'll use him in a couple of nights' time. But no, Balogun's, I think he's got a big impact, not just in the playing field, but obviously in that dressing room, which is so important.
So what do you think he does against Man United? Does he play Balogun and Salah? Because you can't drop in Salah now.
Can he play in Salah? He's no in the.
Is he not on the squad, isn't he?
No, he's not in, Charlie.
That's a shame.
But again, Charlie, this is what I was touching on earlier. See, like, you look at Salah and you look at the impact that he's had since he came in. You know, I just wish he would throw them in a bit earlier. And I think that's part of the reason why he's not even been anywhere near the European squad, because the manager thought it's going to take him a bit of time to settle in. But
it looks as if he's never been at the team.
I know, he's been excellent, hasn't he? He's just, and sometimes that's what I'm saying. Throw these younger guys in and let them get on with it.
Charlie, just going back to Fernandez, Clement says he's not somebody who'll be directly ready. He played almost nothing in the last year, but he said he'll bring a real pace to the squad, and he's got a very impressive passing range as well. So he sounds like a fast player with good passing, which is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he said it was physically strong. It was, as you say, quick, and he was a good passer. So let's hope he can come in and he can get his sell in the team. Obviously, Suter's still probably our number one centre back if fit, but he's out for another few weeks, I think. Balogun's a great stopgap. He's at the age where his time's running out for him, unfortunately. And then you've got Salah and the boy Fernandez. Let's hope Fernandez is as good as Salah. And then we've got a lovely pair in there, two young kids playing at 21, 22 or whatever the age you are.
It's when you say he's a lovely pair. Can't he beat a lovely pair, eh?
So a good pairing that could be for the future. There could be a good pairing for the future as next 4 or 5 years if they keep on continuing to get better and better, and then you don't know where they could end up either. But especially the boy Salah, he looks a top player. He's so comfortable in the ball, and as you said, I don't know why we don't get him in earlier.
You want to know?
It can't be that bad a player in training or whatever. He looks a player. It looks as if he could have walked into that team at the start of the season.
I love in terms of Salah that he doesn't just play safe. You know, he looks to fire it in. You know, that forward line, whoever's dropping into the wee pockets of space, looks a good pass to the ball. Looks strong. I just think he's everything you look for in a modern centre-back, a modern defender. You know, it looks as if he can handle himself as well. So that's how you just wonder, you know. And again, he's not been put in there by design. He's been put in there by fault in terms of injuries have cropped up. So he probably wouldn't have got his chance. But sometimes that's what happens in football. You know, you need that wee bit of luck as well, and that's how he's found himself in the side.
Third goal with Dessers against Aberdeen. When I was talking to somebody the other week, and I can't believe the amount of abuse he's getting when you look at his scoring record, you know, but I think they don't see all his misses that he makes, I know. You know,
Wednesday's night's finish was a great finish.
I know. That was it the third one he got?
Yeah.
How he got that in?
No,
the rumours that he's going to
adjust beautifully and then just passed the goalie beautifully. That's what we've been crying out for him all season, to kind of be calm in front of goal. You see yesterday for his second goal, I think it was, he taken about 4 touches just to try and get the ball in the net, where he can just hit it first time and he probably scores. And his scoring record is decent, but he doesn't link up like Ngami and Agamam and Danilo the way they played. He's a totally opposite striker for him. I think he probably needs to play with another one up front to be fair with him. I think he needs that. I think he needs somebody else kind of linking up and him just getting in the box maybe. But his stats are good, and maybe we'll get somebody who loves his stats to go and pay 4 or 5 million for him.
But that's what could happen, Charlie. I see what you've just said there, because a lot of the teams look at that. They look at the stats. And obviously, it's a striker. His goal ratio, it's up there. But he's always going to divide opinion amongst the Rangers support. Dessers, to me, Dessers is Dessers. You know, he can produce a wee bit of magic, and then the next thing, he can miss an open goal. And I think, Charlie, we've came to kind of accept that for him. We're no surprised when he misses such a simple chance. But then again, we're no surprised when he puts in like that third one when it was a difficult opportunity. So he is what he is. But the one thing is, plays with a smile on his face. According to the manager as well, you know, he's a big influence. When I'm talking about Balogun, he's a big influence in that dressing room. So, and been made captain as well. I had a wee few eyebrows were raised with that. So that just shows you what they think of him.
Aye, no. I'm just going to read out a wee comment. Paul Oracle is saying, question, did Joe Potter get sent off on Sunday in the semi? Has Derek or Charlie been sent off for a ridiculous decision?
On you go, Charlie.
I didn't get sent off too often, right enough, but
I get sent off for sticking your head in my pal, which I regret.
who was that?
Gary Mackay, when I was playing with Rangers against Hearts, there was a few verbals and I went up and I stupidly put the heat in them. I don't know why, but that's what kind of happens, doesn't it? In the heat of the moment. What?
Was he in your team at that time?
No, he was playing with, we were playing, it was at Tynecastle, you know, and I know, and you know, he's a good lad, Gary. I've got on really well with him, and I've worked with him as well after we'd finished playing in that. And sometimes when you look back and you go, what was I thinking? But no, nothing daft. You know, I was only saying
that was daft. That was daft. And you, to be fair, it wasn't your mate then, because you were at Rangers and you probably didn't know the guy.
Aye, no. Fair comment.
What was your fine back then?
My fine? God, I can't even remember what it was. I didn't. I tell you what, there was one time I get fined 2 weeks' wages. I don't know if I should be talking about this. When I was at Falkirk. No, it was at Falkirk. We were coming back down to Aberdeen. We'd played Aberdeen. And there was one of the Falkirk signs on the bus, and it was a wooden one. Everybody was trying to chop it. We're just getting bored. And Dafty ends up chopping it, and I get fined 2 weeks' wages for that, for chopping a sign. I actually said to him, I says, listen, I'll get you a better, like, kind of sign. Now, you put it in there's one at the front of the bus, one at the back of the bus. I'd have paid a few bob and got them a decent one, but no, I get fined 2 weeks' wages, which the missus wasn't too happy about.
You must have been bored, by the way.
Must have been what?
You must have been bored.
But aye, we were certainly bored. Aye, when you're coming back from Aberdeen, I think we'd get beat as well. So, aye. So that's one of the dafter things I've done.
Charlie, any dodgy sending offs?
Not really. I wasn't a big for getting sent off, really, but
Charlie wasn't that type.
I punched the boy in the
well, maybe he was that type.
But nobody seen it. The referee or linesman didn't see it. And then it was Fox Sports in Australia that caught me, and I got a 2-game ban. But that was a guy that played in the same team as me and then went to Melbourne. And we were giving each other a wee bit of stick, and they got on my nerves. And then I just banjoed him, man. And then, what you call it, Fox Sports seen it, and they caught just at the corner of the camera, and I got a 2-game ban. But I didn't actually get sent off in the game.
Oh, well. Then a wee shout out. Remember the wee Jamesy? He's a loyal thing with the show. Loyal watches the show every week. And it's actually his 21st this weekend.
Oh, brilliant.
Hard to believe he's 21, you know, but hopefully I'll
happy birthday, Jamesy.
Happy birthday, James.
Can't call him wee Jamesy anymore.
No. He's 21. Oh, I remember when I was 21.
I don't.
Kinda.
I actually just remembered, when I was at that, I don't want to say it because you usually slag me, but when I was at that Graham Souness night in air, a guy called John came up to me and says, I'll watch your podcast, and he gave me this, and it's like a signed Graham Souness £100 note.
Very good.
Says if you want to put it on your show and like give the money to charity or something, so if anybody wants it, just fire a wee donation into the YouTube message thing and we'll just pick a winner next week. All right, moving on to Fraserburgh. Restart for Mason Munn, which was good. Lovelace and Bailey Rice was coming. Bailey Rice came on the second half. It's good to see the young players getting in, isn't it, Charlie?
100%. We need this, the backbone of the club. We need to be bringing kids through regularly, and it's good to see them getting a game. It's not the biggest game we get that, but they still had to go and take care of it and get a result. The ones that started as well. And it's always good to see the young boys come in. As I said, the wee boy Finlay, courtesy, I thought he looked as if he was positive going forward. Bailey Rice, we know, is a good football player. He's played a few times. He looks a nice footballer and maybe deserves a chance. But I think in that area, Raskin's the main man there now, and then he's probably got Barron and then probably himself for that role. But it's good to see the young ones coming in, definitely. It was a shame though to see big Leon King playing just to get him. I obviously got on, but you still want to see the kid getting games, and I don't think the big man will be here much longer. If unfortunately, because the big boy, he done well for us a couple of years ago under Giovanni. He was flung in at the deep end, and he's never really had a chance to show how well he could do.
They should have started Ricki, in my opinion.
I think he should have started.
They should have started King. You should have started Curtis. Should have started Bailey Rice. Munski's in there. We've got Lovelace. That's the game we were always going to win. We were always going to win it pretty comfortably, in my opinion. So why not give those guys an opportunity? Obviously, they've been brought into the squad and they've been given game time for a reason. And the reason is because they've been doing really well. But listen, Proper, who was playing there, why not play King? We know what Proper's all about, and he came after the last game against Aberdeen with an injury. Then you look at Diamandi. We know what Diamandi can do. The manager's always talking about sports science, resting players. Well, there was an ideal opportunity to rest Diamandi, give Rice a game, and then you look at the boy Curtis coming in. You could have took Bajrami out of that. We know what Bajrami's all about. We know how good a player. We're not going to learn anything else about Bajrami against Fraserburgh. So put the boy Curtis in, because for me the best part of that game was when Insala scores. Did you see Insala's face and Lovelace? Did you see the joy in their face? How happy they were? And the reason I see it, because that's why if you put a few more of the younger ones in, they play without fear, but they give you that energy, that enthusiasm. I think, again, it's just my opinion, in that first half, there was too many players knowing that they were going to win the game, going through the motions. So put the younger boys in, give them that opportunity, give them what they deserve. So that was the only disappointment for me, that they didn't start the younger boys.
Yes, they could have started them, definitely.
Should have, Charlie.
The thing is, as well, obviously, Insala's not in the squad for Thursday, and then Proper could have got a sore one and been out for that game Thursday night. So he could have went with King and a few other ones, 100%. And I personally would have, but he's obviously wanted to get through the cup tie. But as you say, I thought we were always going to go through comfortable anyway. Although Fraserburgh put up a good fight in the disrespect, I thought they'd done okay and they worked their asses off, and fair play to them. And I think they've made a few quids, so good luck to them.
They brought some support then, didn't
they? Good atmosphere, wasn't it? But I just thought it was made to measure, just to give the boys a start. No to bring them on, give them a start, because they deserve that, because they've been doing well, obviously. And the issues that we're having with the B team, well, there's no B team anymore. So they were in there for a reason. They were in the squad because they deserve to be in the squad. But I think you should have been playing them. I think the fans would have enjoyed it a bit more, seeing the younger boys play.
Do you know, I was quite surprised as well. They brought Hadji on when I think we were winning 3-4-0. You know, there's a chance he can come on and get injured before the Man U game. You know, that's strange.
He's on the squad, is he?
He's not in the squad either. Aye.
That's right, he's out, aye. And Diamandi, I think he's banned for Thursday as well, isn't he?
That's right, aye.
Maybe that's why he's trying to give Diamandi a game, just so you know, keep him ticking over.
I didn't realise this. Paul's saying that Curtis is 18, scored about 40 goals so far for the B team. So,
good numbers.
You know, other guy who scored in against Fraserburgh was Ross McCausland, and I've seen quite a few people online suggesting that he should actually think about going out on loan to get some game time. You know, what do you think of that, Charlie?
Well, I think he's in Clement's plans. I think a few other ones will probably get on loan. Maybe King might get on loan. McCausland seems to be ahead of a lot of the other younger ones, and he works his arse off, and fair play to the wee man. I don't think he's the most skillful or anything like that, but he gives you 100%, and he always wants to work hard for the team. He covers Tav on the right-hand side when he's playing there, because obviously Tav likes to bomb forward. But I think he'll probably be in Clement's plans. He'll probably play some games, maybe not play the other ones, but only the guys can decide that. But I think he'll probably get more minutes than not.
Yeah. He's in the squad for a reason, because he's back up to Tierney and any other the wide guys. So he'll not go out on loan. He's part of that first team squad. I was a wee bit disappointed with McCausland, to be honest with you. I thought he could have been better on Sunday. But again, it's like anything, when you're not getting regular game time, it's a wee bit harder to come in, even though against opposition like Fraserburgh. But you're certainly looking for a wee bit better. But no, I don't think McCausland will be going out on loan.
There's loads of comments coming in. I'll try and get some of them on later. But Curry Montreal always fires in a wee funny one that's got nothing to do with football. He says, what was Charles line to his missus when they first met?
We're at school together. You do my homework.
Right, let's just go into the transfer rumours now. Looks like Tom Lawrence looks set to leave Rangers. Ipswich, Sheffield United and Burnley are interested. And is it Besiktas as well? Is that how you say it?
Besiktas.
I think he is a good player, but his injuries are kind of taking over him, aren't they?
Oh, he's injured all the time. It's a shame, because he is technically a very good football player. I don't think he's ever got up to the pace of the Scottish game. I think when English guys come up the road, a lot of them find it hard to kind of get into the way the Scottish game is played at 100 mile an hour. Kind of takes them a bit of time to get into it. But Lawrence has never really had the chance. He's never really had a runner. I don't think he's probably played 10 games in a row before since he's been at us. If he has, then it's been probably one time he's played that amount of games. But he's technically a good player. But you have to be really fit up here to get about the pitch, because it's 100 mile an hour and players are up in that all the time.
Right. Derek, the next one is Alex Lowry looks set to leave Rangers with a move to League One, Wycombe.
Makes sense, doesn't it? I think he had his opportunity. Unfortunately, never took it. I think was it that Birmingham game? I think he got the start and he didn't do himself. Well, he didn't do himself justice. That's for sure. I just think it's better for Alec now. To kind of break ties with Rangers. And go and try and get his career back on track. Like Charlie's saying, we're talking about certain players of certain ability. His ability is undoubted. He's a few other maybe wee issues, and sometimes it just doesn't quite work out for you. So sometimes it's better to just go and make a fresh start. So listen, like a lot of the guys that leave Rangers, they go with their best wishes, and sometimes when it's not just quite happening, it might be the kickstart to his career that he needs. But so I hope he goes and does well.
Thanks to everybody, by the way. There's loads of people online actually giving us a shout out and saying make sure you share this and subscribe so we can get the podcast more viewers. I think we're now sitting at just over 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is brilliant. So Sniper's saying like, subscribe and don't get wide.
The sniper, well done, sir.
Lyle Cameron Dundee, have you used to heard anything about that? The last I heard, we approached them, but they knocked it back. Have you heard anything else?
Derek's probably more than me. I've not heard anything, but
no. Charlie, it's just what we've all heard. I don't know if you watched the game last night. He didn't have his best games, to be fair, but it wasn't It was a bit of a torrid affair. I think the ball was getting battered from back to front, so maybe it wasn't a game. Maybe I'm unfairly judging him in that game last night, but he'd been injured for a couple of games, just come back in. But the pace of that game and the physicality was unbelievable. So he just looked a wee bit out of touch. The other boy I think it's the boy Mulligan that plays with Dundee. He's a terrific player as well. So I don't know if Rangers are in the market for him, but he's somebody that Rangers should be looking at. Can play in a number of positions. He's played wing back with Dundee. That's not his natural position. He normally plays in the middle of the park. It's a real powerhouse. Good athlete, box to box, good football player, can score goals. But the two of them, if there was a deal to be made, I wouldn't mind seeing the two young guys. I think they're only 21, 22. Again, good age. players you could make better, progress, and maybe sell on. I think that's the way ahead for Rangers.
No, if, for instance, if Rangers offered £1 million for the two and with a two and out of contract in the summer, it will go to a tribunal and probably be the same idea as Conor Barron, I would imagine.
Yep. Bye.
Well, Cameron's he's cup tied now as well because he played against United. So he's
Would Mulligan be as well then?
Good player. They're two good players. Totally different players. So they're wee boy Cameron as well. He's got a goal in him. You know, he didn't show it last night. It wasn't the type of game. It wasn't a silky game. Far from it. It was actually. I felt sorry for the punters watching that because people say it was exciting, but my God, there's a time and a place that you should be able to get the ball down and play a wee bit. But no, they're two talented boys, young boys that fit the bill in terms of what we're looking for. Because we all talk about Rangers, how we want to kind of find. Charlie talks about it, bring in the Scottish talent, get that identity as Scottish boys in. That'd be great if we could get guys like that and progress and make them better. But they're two that stand out.
100%. And then obviously Lennon Murlang, Udinese said in Sky Sports that they get a £2.5 million bid knocked back from
Motherwell are meant to be looking for something closer to 4 million.
Well, that's a free I would want. I would want them free. And then obviously we've not got all the space for everyone to start with now or whatever, but we really need to start getting more Scottish players into the team and start getting a spine of the team of the Scottish boys in it. Really, we really do.
Right. Charlie, have you been talking to your mate Big Oz and found out anything about Katic?
No, I've not even spoke to him about it, to be honest with you, pal. So,
his manager's claimed that Katic is picky and he needs to hurry up because his time's running out and he's not actually training now either.
I read something about it today. I don't understand what it means. I just don't get what the manager means with that. He's picky. He's picky as in what club he's choosing, or he's picky when he wants to train, or he's not going because he's not going to sign a contract. I didn't understand what he meant.
No. So if we're only signing 2 players, Derek, where do you think our priorities is kind of like?
Well, we've got the young boy Fernandes in, but I think they're getting him in just to have a wee look at him. You know, he's on loan for 6 months, but again, what I touched on earlier. Listen, if he's the player that Rangers think that obviously caught him, they've done their homework on him. If he's the player that he thinks he is, could we maybe get him in a wee bit earlier, but certainly at the back in that position, because Suter, you know, it's a real shame for Suter. Charlie says he's probably our best centre back, but again, you know, he picks up these injuries, which is a real shame. Balogun, at that age, can we rely on him? I'm not so sure. And Salah's just come in and he's done brilliantly over the last 2-3 games, but might he take a wee dip? So I would be inclined still to be looking in that department. And again, we don't know about Dessers. As again, we touched on it. His stats are phenomenal. Teams will look at that and think, we might have a wee piece of that. So if that happens, we need to act fast and get another striker in. I think we're okay in the middle of the park, but I just worry a little bit at centre-back position. And if we could, like everybody else, you always want a striker to come in the door, somebody that could bag you a goal.
What do you think if you sell... Sorry, Ricky. What do you think if you sell Dessers and get a cheap Shankland? Get Shankland in a cheap...
Aye, well, do you think that maybe that's gone, Charlie?
That's gone. I think so, but I'm just wondering if it could happen. But
it's kind of died down, hasn't it?
I think that's probably gone. The time was last year, obviously, but I was just wondering, as another Scottish guy in the team, he's not been as good as he was last season, obviously, but it might maybe make sense because I would think he's a better as in finisher than Dessers, although he's not got the stats this year compared to Dessers, but the last few years his stats were very good, and you can see he scores all types of goals. But if I can get 4 million in for instance, for Dessers, and then you buy Shankland for a few $100,000 because he's out of contract this summer, then it might be an idea. But I'm just putting that out there. As I said, I don't think the manager fancies him, so that's why he's never been here.
Right. I think Dessers is going to be one of these players. If he leaves Rangers, he's going to be a star somewhere else. I mean, it's just typical Rangers, isn't it? There's Agent Orange. Agent Orange is saying, how much do you think we would get for Lowry, Lawrence and King?
How much?
How much do you think we would get for them? Well, I think Tom Lawrence, we got him in a free transfer, didn't we?
Aye.
We got him for a free transfer.
I'll be honest with you, I don't see... But I don't know in terms of the contract what the situation is with Lowry, what it is with King, with Lawrence as well. I'm not so sure, but I don't think you could be looking at getting fees for the guys. I'd be quite surprised.
200 maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it'll not be a lot, Ricky, to be honest with you. I wouldn't imagine so. But I'm not sure of the contract situation, to be honest with you.
Well,
By the way, happy birthday, Leon. He's 21 today as well, isn't he? King.
Is he happy birthday, Leon?
I think he's 21. But no, that's the two areas I would look at. Centre back and a striker. If we could get another striker in, definitely.
Just moving on to Thursday game against Man U. Actually, Curry Muncher's put in a wee question. Says, Ricki, the Man United manager saying it is the worst Man U squad in history. How would you see that as players? A challenge, I presume, but modern footballs could be negative. How would you two guys see that?
I would just see it as going to Old Trafford, playing for Rangers against one of the biggest clubs in the world, and Man United, and going down there and want to beat them. And I couldn't care less how they're playing. We are actually picked up a wee bit. We've actually some good results, and I think it'll suit us tomorrow, Thursday night, going down there, because Man United at the moment, as we all see, they're not playing great, but they'll have to kind of open up and try and attack us, and I think we can pick them off with like Agamamit up front and Czerny, and I don't know if he'll play. I think Bajrami will probably play, but I think it could suit us Thursday night, to be honest with you.
Derek, what do you think our chances are?
Listen, what you've got to do, listen, Man United, when you hear the name and everything that goes with it, you start to think you can be in awe of them. But you look at the situation they're in at the minute, they're not in a good place. So, as a player, what I would think, we've got a good opportunity to go down here and win a game of football. If you look at us against English opposition, I think we've won one game in about 8. Now going down to play against English opposition. I think that game was the 92-93 game against Leeds United, which was absolutely phenomenal. So our record's no great, but there's probably no better opportunity in going on Thursday night against. They look a wee bit in disarray. They're in transition as well. But I listened to Tav the other night after the game on Sunday, and I couldn't quite compute in my head what he'd said, because he says we're going to go down. I'm sure, maybe I'm wrong here, but I'm sure he quoted that we're going to go down and maybe try and frustrate Man United. I don't think so. I think what Charlie says, go down, have a belief about you, have a belief that you can go and win that game. And listen, we're going to have a massive following down there at Old Trafford. We'll have a big support, so I don't think we should set up to frustrate, to sit in. Let's go and have a go at them. I think we've done that pretty well in Europe, and we seem to do all right on a Thursday night, don't we?
Yep. That's Big Angus for Thursday. Big Angus.
Angus Stuart Mackay saying, hi guys, just switching on. Where have you been? We started at 7. Which keeper would you start on Thursday if Butland is fit?
Well, I think Butland starts. I think he's the number one goalie. If it was the same as Andy Gorham, if he was injured and Alan Maxwell, for instance, was in goals, the goalie would come straight back in, and I think that'll be no different. I think Butland's the number one goalie. Although I think Liam Kelly's done okay, done good, but we don't mess about at the back so much when Liam Kelly's on, because he likes to put the ball into areas where we can win the second balls, and I prefer that instead of losing my ball 20 yards out for goal and people are in one ways. So I like Kelly, but I think Butland will start.
I wouldn't disagree with that. Listen, you play on Thursday night, you want to win the game, you play your best side, your best players. He's our best goalkeeper, Butland. I know he's had a couple of wee mistakes before. Obviously, he had the vegan, so as well when the wee we can come along, but sometimes your head's not in the right place. So he's been out for 2 or 3 weeks. It's not going to do him any harm. So I could see him coming in the big stage on Thursday night and doing well.
There's Ali Bain. He's just saying Rangers can today confirm Alex Lowry has joined Wickham on a permanent deal for an undisclosed fee.
Makes sense. It makes sense for the boy. He needs a fresh start. Talented boy. Just didn't quite happen for him or work out. As well, see when he went to Hearts, I really thought, wow, that's a cracking move for him, because he'd go there, and because when you go to Hearts, there's still a pressure there. There's a pressure to perform because the fans demand it, and I thought that was the ideal place for him. But he went there and he picked up I think another injury. So listen, I wish the boy well. So I hope he does well.
Wish him well. It's when you see some of the boys come through the academy, you always want them to do well.
Aye, of course.
Doesn't happen in the first team, then you think, right, okay, let's go down to Wickham and then go and show what you can do, son, and hopefully he can stay injury free and get his career back on track.
Aye. See that name, Ali Bain? Is that not a wee fiddle that used to come on at Hogmanay?
I don't know. The wee fiddler? I'm sure it was Ali. But I'm not even going to go there.
Who was it? Ali Bain and I can't remember. But aye, anyway. Right, I'm going to put this up quick. Paul's shown us his team, and I'll just ask you quickly what you think about it and if you'd make any changes. So he's saying that his team would actually, he'd be starting with Kelly, Tav, Balogun, Proper, Ridvan, Raskin, Barron, Cherny, Barami, Igami, and Dessers.
No, it's not a bad idea. He might play Ridvan left back, Jeffy up one, Raskin, Diamande, Bajrami, maybe. And I don't think Dessers will start. I think Igaman will start and they'll play Jeffy in the left with Bajrami in behind.
Derek,
see when you think we've no got Hadji, we've no got Danilo, and we've no getting Salah. Even thinking about him, how well he's come in. So listen, needs must, but is Jeffy in that side? No,
he's not in it, but he'll play. He'll play one up.
Oh God!
I think Ridvan will play left back. He'll play up in front.
What about him? What about Jeffy against Aberdeen? It was like any time added on, and he just ran away for two of the Aberdeen defenders. He left them for dead. By the way, he's a real athlete, so he is wee bit rough around the edges, but that's how you've got players like that. Young guy, good athlete, great attitude. He'll improve. He'll get better than next year.
He's Jeffy. No fear Jeffy at all. So that's why I think it'll be Tav, Proper, Balogun, Ridvan. Then it'll be the two in the middle of the park, as in Raskin and Diamande. And then I think with Bajrami in front of him, Cherny on the right, Jeffy on the left, and Igaman through the middle, I would imagine. Yeah.
Diamande, he can't play, Charlie, so there's one or two. I know you kind of forget that, don't you? But he's obviously so. You would imagine maybe Barron might come in there. Barron will come in beside
Barron. Might come in. You would imagine Barron will come in there.
Aye.
That's how he probably started Barron on Sunday to get some minutes into his legs.
Aye. It doesn't matter who starts, does it? But you know the shape. It's going to be the 4-2-3-1. So it's about the attitude and it's about the belief that you can go there, and get a result. So the players have got to believe that. And I think they have in Europe. I think they enjoy the big stage. And all eyes will be on them. So go and give a performance, give a win. It'll be brilliant. I can remember the last time I was in Manchester, and this was the European final. By God, there was 250,000 people done that time. It was amazing, the atmosphere. So it was. So, but we'll travel in good numbers, and hopefully the boys can give us a wee result.
Right. There's Brian M. just joined us in evening trips, just in time for the score prediction.
Score predictions brought to you by Avia Signs.
Right, so we're running out of time, so we'll just do the Man U first. Man U game first, and then we'll go on to Dundee United. So, Charlie, what's your score for Man U?
I'm going to go. I think we'll win 3-1. I've just got a feeling we'll win the game.
I was going to say 3-1 or no. I'll say 3-2 then.
I'll go 2-1. 2-1. I believe we can win this as well. I've got just something about the game. 2-1 for me.
Good. Sunday, we're playing against Dundee United, who are sitting third in the league now. It'll be a tough game. What's your thoughts on that one, Berger?
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a physical battle. I don't know if you watched the game last night, but they're horrible to play against. So as long as we match that physicality, have the attitude, our better players will shine. And I think we can go up there, and I think we'll win that game 3-1.
And they can freshen it up with bringing in Hadji and Diamandi as well.
Diamandi, a few
Neill.
It's always a tough place to go, Canadice. So the position they're in the league, we're not going to take them lightly. So it's a big game for us. So go and Giza. I mean, the away performances have been poor, so we need to put that right. So it's a big opportunity for us.
Excellent. Right, anything on this weekend?
Huh? Not I'm a quiet man now.
Quiet one. Well, once
quiet,
again,
man.
Thank you to all our sponsors. Make sure you like and share and do everything you need to do to get this podcast up to where it should be. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Cheers guys.
Brought to you by our sponsors. The JR Group. Plugged in Business Solutions. DB Dental Care. Reflex Blue. The Right Software. Dev Provider. And Avia Signs. Our chosen charity partner is the Second Chance Project. We are now official agents for the Rangers Lotto. Find out more at www.allaboutthegers.co.uk.